directly through Streamlabs. All right, okay, recording. Perfect. So just in case, I got it both ways. I'll upload it.
All right.
Something if the Streamlabs doesn't. Awesome. Well, great. Yeah, thanks for taking the time, especially all things considered with the precipice, the end of the markets imminent, end of everything. So yeah. Both an exciting time, a little stressful, but it seems like you're doing pretty good.
I mean, today I did all right. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I know I've been getting pretty. I got basically the sort of psyched out on a few of those impulses when we seemed like things were doing okay, and then after hours, basically the S&P just like dragged us down. So I just bailed yesterday and was like, fuck it, and so then didn't trade at all. I'm gonna just keep it really small, see how it goes. But yeah. Anyways, cool. So yeah, I guess just for today. So did you just take those shorts this morning? I think is this an intraday thing?
Me, I could say as a trader, just as a trader alone. I know a lot of people on Twitter will say that they don't like how Bitcoin is following the stocks or whatnot, but I actually prefer that. I come from a finance background. I have my MBA in finance and my undergrad in finance. So my biggest edge in trading is news events. I do really well in those because I can interpret them. And even if you can't interpret the news events, if you're like a scalper like myself, like I know I'm on the 1 hour right now on my chart, but I trade on the 1 minute. So like here, like we could just go to this morning, right? Like, okay, for 2 years I've been trading the jobless claims and they never fucking paid once. And I apologize in advance. I swear a lot. So just so you guys know, right? So like,
okay.
This is the jobless claims here. I never traded them once. So I slept in today, like I'm like, fuck it. Like, and then go figure this is the one, I should have known that like everybody has eyes on this bullshit now. So like, obviously we squeezed. I had like car issues this morning. I had to go to the dealer. So I came to the market late. Like I longed the open. Like there's a couple scalps. Like, I don't know what your listeners are, like how they trade or whatnot, but like I'm a guy where, I mean, I shared it today, but like I longed the open just watching like the S&P and like I was out like here, like 0.8. So like I'm good to make like on a 1% move, like I'm like happy, like I'm not a guy like, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I think I've seen you post your Coin Market Man sort of stats too. It looks like it's like maybe 30-minute average trade duration or something like that.
Yeah, it's like I think on like over the course of 2 years, we're like an hour 40 max. Like
right.
So the way I trade is like I miss that, right? And like I'd say also like another edge of mine is like risk management. Like I know when to cut a loss quick.
Right.
And I guess like because of the way I trade, and I'm sorry that position thing keeps going off the screen. So whenever I touch it, like it goes, it's like another app, right? So like, like this, for instance, right? Like this morning, like I came back in along like the support. Longing it, like hoping for new highs. I was bullish, and the stocks were bullish at the time. Like at the time, stocks weren't that bad. Like they were all right, and then they started fucking doing their old like little like bullshit. And then when you get like these dumps and it's making like lower highs, it's when So
right.
Hold on a second, I'm on the wrong one here. Yeah. All right. So
I lost you for a second. Were you just zooming in there on this morning after the pump? It looks like.
Yeah. So this is like this is the stocks this morning. Yeah. Like 4,600. And like I don't TA the stocks. Like I don't put like because I don't have to, because if stocks dump like this much, like Bitcoin should dump enough to like make a trade.
Sure.
So I was I got to the office late this morning. Okay. And like I like long this area. Actually, I was long like actually up here. And like my invalidation was like we get below here. Okay. So I was actually like long this average here, which is like pretty shit, but it paid a few times. And I would take some off, put some back on when it came back here. But so my average lowered a bit. But like my target was like up here. I was out up here. Like I would have been done. maybe I would hold like 20%.
Right.
I would hold like 20% of the position left or whatnot. But stocks like crumbled. Like they started crumbling before Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And this is like,
Right.
I traded the 1 minute, but like, come on, I zoomed out for a sec. And if you like look at the 15-minute, where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is it? Oh, this is too far back. This is today. So if you look at the 15-minute, like I was like saying to myself, like, yo, am I coping in this trade with the stocks dumping? Like this is disgusting.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, this can't be good. And like just by looking at it, like you could see it's like resistance, right? They've sold it off before. I mean, like if you want to draw a line on chart or like a box or some shit like that, like you could just go like this, right? So you could tell like this is resistance. So I was like, oh fuck, like I think I'm long the top because I wasn't long the bottom. I had like a scalp earlier. And then from that moment on, like the day got fucking wild. Like this was an enjoyable day, you know, like. So I shorted here. I shorted fucking size once it broke. And I said, I'll put my stop up here, which I did.
Mm-hmm.
It fucking dumped. I was pretty much out here. And then when it bounced, like the way it bounced, like off this area where I was going to like consider my stop, like when I consider my stop, I figure like, okay, everybody must have their stop here. So if they take them out, like they should bounce it. So they did. And like I bought on this dip. And then when it came back up here, I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? And so I reshorted because like it was like stalling. And I remember Vitalik was on up only, and I don't know if that moved the market. We had like the mining thing today too and all that shit.
Right.
And like I was a bit underwater. Just because I kept like shorting. Like every time it didn't like make a new high, I just kept adding. And like this, when this dump happened in 1 minute, like what was it, like 0.5%? I was like I'm pretty vocal at the prop shop. Like I don't know if people know that I work at a prop shop with several like famous crypto people, and I was like, whoa, like I was fucking like I couldn't believe it. So I got filled out. Because my exit was here. I had like maybe like 20% of the position left, and they had this fucking bullshit. So I got stopped out on the remainder. But as soon as you see this, like it's a free short, you know? So I fucking shorted. It dumped. I didn't take all my profit because I was expecting new lows, and they do this fucking bullshit. So I long. Terrible fucking entry. Like I ended up longing up here, like buying the top again, and then like I had to calm myself down and be like, "Yo, like, is this cope?" And then like so I shorted in this candle here just because like okay, like if it like what am I doing here? Like this is the easiest invalidation of all time. Stocks are off a cliff, and then like from there like see you later, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so that was my day to day.
I saw you tweet, I think yesterday too, just or maybe the day before about when you were shorting too, and talking in the prop shop. You were saying that you were pretty sure it was going to go down because Bitcoin wanted to go up, but then you were thinking the S&P would go down and drag it down. Do you like? Is this something where you guys talk a lot, or just like vocalize like where your bias is, or how does that work in an environment like a prop shop?
So like the best part about the prop shop is like, okay, so I'll say the pros and the cons. The pros being, and the cons have like kind of died down a bit, just because
You've been there for a while,
I mean,
right?
if you follow me on Twitter, like you know, like BitBit is my boss, so like, he doesn't want to buy. But like, if everybody's like seeing the market the same way at the shop, at least it usually goes like in our favor. Like we're usually on the right side if everybody's on the same side. Like on the bounce, where was it? Like this bounce, where was it? I think it was this bounce. Like this one here, I think that was it. Like this here, whatever. I was the only one that was on the other side, and I got yeah, this was it. I'm the only one in the office that was short, and I got fucking wrecked. But that's the way it is, you know. Like
That's the way it is.
But I don't like to fade like a lot of people, and I mean like there's people in the office with better strike rates than me, and like but we all have different styles, right? So you can't really create like an echo chamber. Like I'm from up here, I'm like I don't like if I wasn't on this stream right now, I probably would have closed that short already and been trading the open. but like I'm kind of happy that we're doing the stream because it handcuffs me, which is like in my favor. But
Gotcha.
just because I'm fucking short from the top, you know, like I can't say it's like big size anymore. Like most of my take profits were here, so it's probably like 10% of the position left. I think it's actually less. It might be 8% left. But
Yeah.
it prevents me from doing anything stupid, you know. And if I want to short, I'll get a better entry than like my actual entry, you know. Like, oh my god, stocks are heavy right now. So
Cardi,
I don't
one
know.
second. I gotta fix a few things. Two things. One is I think I've got an echo, and I'm not sure if it's your side or my side.
I
I
have the
don't want to miss this content.
okay. I have this. I have like the Twitch thing muted. Maybe I'll just Twitch. But like then
All
people are
right.
asking questions. I can't see it. You know.
Gotcha. All right. Let me see. Yeah. So there's not there anything right now. Is that? Oh no, there it is.
I'm all
All
right.
right.
But these
Give
are
me 1 second. I'll figure this out. Hold
all
on.
right. Man, the stocks are fucking destroyed, man. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
It's brutal.
Oh, this market's fucking heavy.
Yeah. It's just doesn't stop.
It's not like an echo. It's just like so close together. It's like you have two inputs going in. Like you're recording yourself.
I got my friend Fragwar who's streaming for a while here. He's over at the office because we're working. Okay, hold on. I think I'm gonna test a few things and then we'll just work with whatever we got. Okay. So just hang tight with me for a second and we'll see if we can figure this out.
All right.
All right, here's what I'll do. I can add the chat on the stream, and then why don't you try closing the stream? Let's see if something weird is happening there.
How's that?
Is that okay?
How's that? I closed it.
All right, cool. Let me testing. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I don't know, whatever that is was weird, but it seems like that fixed it. So let me throw the chat up on let me see. Let me see if there's an easy way to do this.
Don't worry about it. If anybody asks questions, you'll just read them back to me, all right?
All right. Sounds good. Let me make sure everybody's good. Yeah. So I'll read questions. I got you. All right.
All right. So where were we? Yeah, the prop shop. So like we don't try to create an echo chamber. Like BitBit was like, BitBit's been around since like 2007 trading, you know, like he's probably Satoshi at this point. But in any case, he doesn't want the echo chamber, and it's like we all have different styles, right? So like I might put long like 100 times, whereas someone else might just be like short at the top or whatever, like within like short here, like in here, and validation up here, and you just wait, you know, like everybody, and then maybe you're focused on alts more. But like for a while, I was focused on like, and it's been like this forever. Like I have this like affinity for Bitcoin. Like as soon as I get to the office, like I want to trade Bitcoin, and then I look at all the other shit. Like that hurt me like in Q3 and Q4 2021, just because like Bitcoin didn't move, but the alts did. But the best thing about the prop shop actually is like because Binance Futures, we trade Binance Futures a lot, and there's like what shares on there, like 118 actually, and I can't watch them all, right? So maybe I'm, you know, like I trade on like on a third party software. This is Quant Tower, and like I use I use DOMs. So like if people don't know what a DOM is, let me just show you what they are. Hopefully I'm not doxed on this. Yeah, so like this is a DOM. It's like a depth of market. So it shows you, like you just click, right? So I could put orders in the books like this. I don't know. I'll just do like this, like so. Like these orders would be in the book, right? So like I can't, like I have on my computer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 12 DOMs open, but like I can't have more than that. It takes up too much real estate on my computer. So like, if there's a coin that's moving that I don't know about, like some of the office is probably like looking at it. So they'll be like today an example was like DYDX. I don't have that open, but it was moving. So that's the best part about the prop shop. You have like people looking at things that you're not. So you really don't have to go and see what everybody's talking about. But it's like it's good for trading. It's not like good for like, you know, the research and investing part. I could say that. But it's like BitBit like was able to create a team where everybody's like kind of like a family, like we're all friends. We do a lot of things together. And he's like the oldest one on the desk. He's fucking old. Let me tell you, that guy's old. But like He's not that much older than me, and I'm the second oldest on the desk, and like I might be the second. I think I'm the youngest at heart, just because I'm like a pretty big joker, and that just comes from like my hockey background, like just like
Yeah.
chirping all the time, and like just being with the boys, and
Right.
everything I've ever done in my
Team.
life always been with the boys, you know. So it's like
Yeah. Team attitude.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Makes
like
sense.
I mean, I'm always for the boys. Like, if anybody needs anything in the office as I'm older, like whether it be advice, like a hookup or anything like that, like help, like I'm the first guy to help them before I help any like myself. But so that's like a
Yeah. That's
good
awesome.
thing as well. That it gets a good atmosphere. It's enjoyable. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it's not an easy. Anybody's listening to this and is like, oh shit, like I got to be a prop trader. Like, yo, let me tell you right now, it's like no fucking easy job. Okay.
Yeah. No matter how you do it, for sure. The
Yeah,
Cardi
I
wanted to
mean,
know how big the team is. I don't know if he's talking about the crypto side. I don't know what you're allowed to share. You can
yeah,
talk
I
about
can share
whatever.
it.
But
So on the crypto desk, we're 10 guys. The
cool.
legacy
Yeah.
desk too. There's a legacy desk too, but like the legacy desk at our office is smaller. Like we've kind of shifted more towards crypto because we're Canadian, so we have less
Right.
restrictions on platforms, and like we're an offshore entity as well, so it kind of helps. And
Yeah.
the legacy guys are like stationed worldwide for our shop, so
Okay.
it's like yeah. So but we're 10 guys, and I
Do
mean if you're
most
a
of
good
you
trader,
go
what?
into the office? What's sort of the strike rate of guys going into the office versus like working remote, if you're allowed to share that? Does it just depend on where they are or what they want to do?
So like all of us are like locally based. We have some
Okay.
guys that actually moved to where we are just to work at the
Sure.
shop. But I know that we're looking to hire guys remote, like not located in in our town, in our
Hmm.
city, but our infrastructure isn't there yet
Right.
where it allows proper risk management, because at the end of the
Got
day,
it. Yeah.
the shop is investing in you, right? Like you're an investment,
Right.
like you're trading their money. So
Hmm.
like until they could like have proper risk managers in place, where like okay, like for instance, like I'll tell you how it works, okay? Like, and this is why maybe it took a while for the fucking shop to build. So like, and I'll tell you how I got my job there later, but just like let me just tell you how it worked. Like the day I started there, like Bitcoin was trading at 8K in 2020
Hmm.
January, and I was given like 0.05 BTC, and they said like, yo, start fucking clicking. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, this is like $500. He's like, so what? Start clicking. And like it was
Yeah.
on Friday that I went there, and he said by Monday I needed to have like 15 trades in the books. And like before that, I was like the standard like 4 hour guy. Like I traded on the side, you know?
Right.
But now like, you know, you want 15 trades in like 3 days. Like, yo, I never did that before. Like I would do a 4 hour chart like my like swing trade, you know, like you could take one
Hmm.
trade a month. But now I'm doing 15. So it was like kind of nerve wracking. And then like after I did well on that, like I said, I didn't actually do well. I lost 10% like the first weekend because I was like, fuck this. Like I'm gonna go impress. So you do that, you're gonna lose.
Yeah. Sure.
So I lost, and I was like, oh fuck, I just ruined this job. And there, Bippy was like, no, don't worry about it. Like we'll go over your trades and we'll do so. We did, and then
Right.
like over time I got better. They size you up, then they size you up, then they size you up, and you know it get to the point where like right now, like if I trade on like 1x, like I can make a living, you know?
Right.
You know, or like even if I trade like on 0.5x, because of the way I trade, like a 1% move, if I get like 1% moves in a day, like and I win seven of them, like
Yeah.
I'm good.
Cozy.
I'm good.
Yep.
So like
Yep. Yep.
you could be the guy that trades like massive size. Like it's no secret that like Salsa Tequila's on our team, and this guy like trades fucking massive size, but he might trade like he's like the type of guy that does like, and I know you look up to him. He's like a guy that could do like one massive trade, make a fucking killing, and like he doesn't have to look at the market for the next couple of days because like there's nothing for him to trade, and like his
Hmm.
edge, it hasn't arrived where like okay, like I'm gonna long now, I'm gonna short because the edge that made me profitable is allowing it. Whereas for me, like my edge is like for sure news, but aside from that, like I'm an in and out guy. Like I'll do like at least like 10 to like 12 Bitcoin trades a day, not including alts. But like I cut losses quick. Like I cut them really
Yeah.
quick because like I'll wait for a move to get exhausted. Like I do better in the range, like the choppy range that we have now than in the trends. Just
Right.
because I'll wait for a move to get exhausted and I'll fade it, and then it pays. So that's how I
Yeah.
do it on the 1 minute, right? Um, so you're
Sounds like
just like
knowing knowing sort of like what works for you too, right? I mean, it's like it's great if one guy's doing something, but if you know something works for you, then right. I mean that's a pretty valuable thing. Stick with
And
that.
it's
Right?
like it takes time, right? Like two ways to look at it. Like for me, like the first year I was at the shop, like all of 2020, especially like okay, it didn't help that like Corona hit, and I didn't
Yeah.
like I didn't get wrecked on Corona. Like I was short, so I did all right. But um, where we live, like we were all like just learning how to trade on the 1 minute, like getting some education from the senior traders and stuff like that, and then boom, like we're on lockdown, so you're like kind of fucked. You're like
Yeah.
yo, like but they're still monitoring your trades, right? So you want to do volume, like we have to do volume.
Mm-hmm.
So like, but I'm trading from home, and I've never like done volume without like other people around. It's like a new environment. So in 2020, like I was barely break even, like whatever,
Yeah.
like. And when I would say like for me, like unfortunately, work with a guy who's like super profitable. Actually, no, sorry, like I don't feel bad for him, but like we traded with this guy who was super profitable like the first week, like when I started. He came back on a
Mm-hmm.
Monday. He was like 2x. I was like, yo, this guy's a stud. And then like I kept hearing what he was doing, and then like I looked at his charts, and there's like 45 indicators on there. I was like, oh my god, this guy's shit. And like
Yeah.
he no longer works with us. Like if that's your style, I'm not tripping anybody's style, but like you could just tell that like he was good at the start, but like maybe it was like almost bad to be lucky to start because then you're overconfident. Whereas my issue starting, and like this is the bigger issue for traders, is like lack of confidence because you've taken losses.
Mm-hmm.
So like it takes a while to find, like let's say I'm trading. I have like at the time in 2020, let's say I had account $100,000. Let's just say hypothetically, like I
Mm-hmm.
would trade like 10K of that, like not even close. The liquidation is like insanely far away. So if there's any crazy move, and I still use stop losses, but like, and I would just like try to like get a significant edge. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
And I trade like on Deribit, right? So there's no fucking like it's only cross margin, and I'm not going to discuss like the benefits or whatnot of margin right now, and like to say that I ape and all that kind of stuff. I don't do that, but like so at the time like smaller size, but just trying to get like the right play, and get on the right size,
Mm-hmm.
right side of the market, and then you win some, lose some. And then like there's a point where I just kept losing in like the summer of 2020 nonstop. So like I had to fucking step back, reevaluate what I did because I was coming from that old time. Um, I came from that whole time like where you're just a swing trader, right?
Right. Yeah.
So like trading on the 1 minute was way different, and it's just because everything moves quick. On the 4 hour, they could fucking rip it in your face, but like your
Right.
offers are so far away, like you don't care. Whereas on the 1 minute, like anything could shake you out back then. It doesn't do it so much now, but back then it did. So I was like,
It's
oh
amazing.
fuck,
It's
So
amazing how
like,
it's changed. Yeah.
you get
Like
like
I
fucking
do know
like
what you mean.
you get
Yeah.
wrecked, you get wrecked, so you lose confidence, and then like you have to size down.
Yeah.
And then like it's tough. I'm telling you, it's not an easy job. And then like so like you haven't like the way it works at our shop is like at the end of every month, like your balance is screenshotted and either you're up or down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if you're down, let's say in Bitcoin, let's say you're down like I don't know zero point 0.1 BTC, which is like 4K or some shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then let's say 0.05, but Bitcoin is traded at 50K, like you're only down 1,500. You're not down like
Yeah. So I was gonna say, do you guys denominate in BTC or is it kind of
not.
like flexible or is this what is there for
It's
your shop in
it's always gets
particular?
denominated at the end of the month in USD, but like it's like the closing the closing price of Bitcoin at the end of the month is what will
Mm-hmm.
is like what they zero out
What
on,
you'll
and
use
then
to denominate? Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So like we trade like most of my Bitcoin trading is done on Deribit, even though it's a fucking shit exchange. And
Yeah.
then
So I
like
was
I
gonna
just
ask. So yeah. Well, how do you choose where to trade? Like, do you have rules about what exchanges you
we
guys are supposed to use, or do you?
majors. We're in all the majors,
What's
like
that?
just Deribit, like
Okay.
we get good fees.
No. Okay. Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
like fees are a huge edge. I know like a lot
Yeah.
of people here, like if you trade on Binance or Bybit or whatnot, you probably like if you trade on Bybit and you're listening to this or whatnot, and like it's worth it making a new account every 6 months or whenever that referral link ends, just so you get better fees, because like getting stopped out or market buying or market selling, like these things add up, you know. So like that's just something like you guys should be aware of. But and that's like an edge, like
It's the balance, like fills versus fees for sure. Because like I mean, like FTX for example has kept really low fees. Even if you're not like a special VIP, you can get your fees down pretty quick with volume and with some staking. But if you're getting like a $50, $100 worse fill consistently on markets or on stocks, then you're basically just, you know, neutralizing any benefit. So you have to figure out what are you getting, right? And what are you paying for? But yeah, definitely
exactly.
know what you're doing.
Yeah, so like there's never like little things you got to look into. Like, don't just go into an exchange. Everybody's shilling like benefits it has to you and your trading style, and if it like, you know, you could save some scratch or whatnot.
For sure, yeah. Is there like so are most of the guys using Deribit, or are you guys spread out just using, like if you're using Quant Tower, I'm sure it's not too hard to sort of use different exchanges for different positions. Is it kind of like consistently Deribit for you, or are you elsewhere when you need it?
I use Deribit for my Bitcoin trading just because I've been there from like the start, and like I don't know, I have like an affinity for use it. Like I have the most size on there, but like I could go on.
Gotcha.
I could go. We use Binance, use FTX, use the majors, you know. So Binance is the best exchange. Binance is the best exchange in crypto. Like it's so liquid, it's ridiculous. Like
the liquidity is good. Dude, their UI, I can't fucking handle it. But maybe I'll let you have this one. Maybe that's a me problem. I think if you're using Quant Tower or some other you know terminal to execute, then I can be on board with that for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like the execution right on Quant Tower for Binance is like the best fucking thing around. And
what do you think about downtime in terms of like reliability? Like where do you place that, and how do you rank exchanges just from your experience?
Overloads.
What's that?
You mean like the overloads?
Yeah, overloads, and I guess I mean mostly it's overloads, but yeah.
I don't know what it's like trading on the exchange, to be honest. I couldn't tell you. But like trading on Quant Tower, like so using the API, like Binance is still the best.
And you've had reliability even during major swings on Binance.
Like the most money I've made like trading aside from news is like when you have like the major liquidation events.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like this. Like this is free money afterwards, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So like in this candle, if you could find a way to get filled, like, and there's like there's ways to know this if this is a bottom, right? Like I'm not going to share them all, but like just look at the spot price versus the futures price.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say. And then like you could just like buy, and like if you could execute, like as soon as you get filled, like you're in the money. Like if there's a huge event like this, like I have no orders in the books. Like I'm just waiting to see what the story is.
Right.
And then I'm gonna I'll just fucking market buy, you know? And then like rather than like that's why I don't mind paying fees, and then we just see what the fucking story is.
I've said the same thing. When you're dealing with like $1,000 swings in minutes and you're trying to get an entry, that's when fees don't matter. You just don't even risk not getting filled if you're looking at an entry that's that important. Like don't even bother, right? You just smash to get in.
Yeah, like who cares? You know?
Yeah, exactly. The fees are like, I mean, $50 to $100 right now relative to the price moves. So like if you pay them the taker fee, you're basically giving up like a $50 or $100 price move. That's like a joke if you're trying to buy a nuke, right? It's like whatever.
I mean, if you have like a huge event and you have to market, it's fine. But just like understand, like unfortunately on Deribit, I got to fucking market a lot, and it's like I'm gonna move this thing here just so like because it's annoying. I have to market a lot because like you can't get filled. Like it's so illiquid now. I don't know why, it just is. So like my fees that I'm paying, I think today I paid like I don't know 0.01 in fees or some shit like that, which is annoying.
Yeah.
You know? But
do you find you change your style kind of based on the lower fees you guys get on Deribit?
No, I don't.
Market more, or is it pretty consistent even though the fees are lower?
On Deribit these days you have to fucking market just because it's a piece of shit.
Got it. Yeah.
But I mean like like for instance on today's like price action, like if I had any bids here, they're gonna get filled. Like it's not like they're not gonna get filled, but like if I'm close to market and I want to buy here, it's never gonna fill. So I gotta buy, or if I want to sell here, like unless I have offer, like I can have offers all the way up to here, but like even if like I don't know if you have an offer for 100K even, like right here.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
like if I put 100K right here, I might not get filled for all of it. It's just annoying. So you have to mark it. But whatever. I mean, like, I guess I could
Right.
go to Binance, but it's just that, like, we're in a bear market, like, theoretically, like, bearish environment. I should be only trading Binance now that I think about it because, you know, like, it's just smarter because you get paid in USDT. You're not making more
Right.
Bitcoin. But I mean,
Right.
as a retail investor, like, I would always want to trade on an exchange if I'm trading where like, it depends what your end goal is. Like, if you're a person that, like, has enough money, like, or you have another job, I would always want to trade on a coin margin exchange. But if you're someone who, um, like, trades for a living, I would always trade USDT, you know? Like, that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask then if so you guys at least at the prop shop are sort of like dealing with locking in a balance at the end of the month and denominating that in whatever price Bitcoin's at. Does that like add pressure when Bitcoin's like dropping throughout the month to like try and preserve that USD value, or are you cashing out your wins in USD? Do you get to sort of choose how you hold your balance, or kind of how does that work and how does that play into the way you think about things?
I can't really go into too much detail just because it's like not
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Like,
sure.
not divulge that much, but like if let's say
Yeah,
let's say you're
shut
going
me
into
up if I ask something I'm not
yeah,
supposed
don't
to.
worry
It's all
about it.
good.
Like if you're at a point in the month where like you're up a good amount, and because like you're trading in Bitcoin denomination, you just want to lock it in. You could just like short futures or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, like, it's amazing in a bull market, right? Like,
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
yeah, in a bear market it sucks,
That's
but I
how
mean,
it.
like, it's a catch 22.
I want to ask
Um,
about stops too. Just like what you're. I know like stops obviously are people. Well, first of all, I mean, like what is your? I guess what do you do if you're doing a sort of a tight play and you have a stop? Obviously, you're going to get stopped out sometimes, and then the fees are sort of a constant relative to the trade, so you can end up with stops eating into your profits. And do you try and like set stops and then get out yourself to try and limit out, or do you just let your stops hit, or what's sort of like your mindset there?
on Binance, I'll always do that. I'll always do what you just said, like try to get limited out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have like a mental stop loss, like looking at the chart. So
Right.
like today, like like today I had like I was gonna stop up here, but like my stop was way higher just because after I saw this
Right.
shit, like what's the odds of them doing it again, you know? But if like we
Mm-hmm.
started like crawling up here, like I just would have cut it. Like if they eat the wick, like I'm just out manually, you know? Like
Right.
but if I'm shorting like this, like you be sure that I have a stop and like I hope it hits. You know, I hope it executes
Yeah.
because like it protects you from up. Who cares? You know, like if something's so
How's
vicious.
slippage? Yeah, how's slippage on like the stops, like on Binance, for example?
Binance, like you get filled pretty good. FTX is garbage, and like Deribit is like whatever. You know, like
Okay. Yeah.
it is what it is. But like
Yeah.
FTX is a joke. There's like the FTX liquidity. Like I know it's a great
I know.
platform, but like I don't think it's a platform for scalpers or day traders. It's more for like swing traders and investors because
Yep.
like the liquidity is not there. Like just go look at the books. There's always a gap in like the spread.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a fucking wide spread. Like I traded on
Yeah.
quant. I trade with the DOM, right? So like if I want to get a fill, I could see the gap in the book, and I could just put a bid or an offer in the gap, and it'll fill automatically. Like
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
market maker has to eat it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's like
Yeah.
but it is what it is, man. That's just the nature of crypto, right? Like you're not gonna
Yeah.
have like Binance is the most liquid. Like CZ like really like put some like major money into it, and like he's like
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason why his net worth is so big. It's because he built like the best product in crypto, like the best. You know?
Yeah. It's interesting to hear, especially that the API is so, because I know, so like we've talked about, I mean, you just mentioned FTX. Not only is the liquidity an issue, but also they have, consistent, well, not consistent, but oftentimes downtime when there's major moves. And I know from experience that the API also can get fucking nuked
Yeah,
during those
you got your
moves.
software right, so like you
Yeah.
know,
So
but like
it's,
I don't really
yeah. So even,
sorry.
yeah, go ahead. No, you're good. Go for it.
Um, in the liquidation events, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't even open up FTX. Like I'm not even looking at it. Like who
Yeah, you
cares?
can't. I mean, yeah, yeah. And you don't want to get stuck in a position and then not even know what the fuck's happening, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What I mean, this is like, is I think this is really helpful just because just it's good to see, a different perspective on trading, because obviously everybody has a different style and everybody's coming at it from a different mindset. I guess what's your take right now? Do you have any plans for like current market outlook and how you want to sort of protect your wealth? And I don't know, like anything based on your outlook for the future, for maybe raising rates and what that might mean for crypto?
So like
big brain takes.
So like after like I'm like I told you guys at the beginning of the stream, like I'm pretty good with economics, and I'm good with like interpreting how the market on the macro scale will interpret things. Like that CPI print was was not bullish, and like from that point on, I made sure I wasn't gonna go to the office that day.
Yeah.
Not only to trade that event, but like I had to like load up my ledgers to start selling some stuff to stable coins.
Right.
And like what bothers me, maybe it's just me being greedy or something, like I don't know. Now I look back on it, like what was I thinking? Like this is like, all right, so I'll give like a little like thing in crypto. Like I wanted to exit at like 70K. All right, like I was gonna like pretty much exit everything.
Yeah.
And they front ran it pretty hard, right?
Yeah.
And then like I never like sold. I was always bullish. And like and then we had this fucking nuke. So then I wanted 54. Like I look back on it, like what was I doing? It was like off by like what, $100, $200. It should just sold. Like whatever. I mean, it is what it is. Nothing I could do now. I mean, so like I came into crypto in 2016. So like
you're a little before me.
So I had like 2018 PTSD in this bull run.
Yeah.
So I did really well from March 2020. Like my net worth like was up multiple X's, like multiple X's. But like I don't trade my personal money. Like I just invest it, and it's not hard. Like you buy a fucking coin, it's gonna like I bought Solana at 60 cents. It's not hard. I mean, like to say that I bought it at 60 cents and sold it all at 200, I'd be fucking lying. But I know like I sold a bunch of it at $3, so I 5x'd a good amount, and then like you just compound that shit.
Right.
I still like I think I hold some from then. I don't know. My cost basis now in Solana is I'm sure it's under $100. But in any case, there's like certain things like I'll swing trade more like my personal, and since it's like I don't know, sell Bitcoin or sell ETH at like 43.2, take the loss at like 50.
Right.
And then like start buying below 40 or some shit like that, like whatever, like it doesn't bother me. Oh man, this is heavy, eh?
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say if you got to deal with shit too, if the market.
No, I'm short across the board, but if like we nuke, I'm gonna start buying.
For
you
sure.
know,
for sure. And if you got to take stream offline, you're good too. But just do whatever you got to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the nuke is coming right now. Fuck.
Anyhow, it looks like it.
Yeah. So like I don't know. I think they'll hold 40K on here. It's like pretty like looks like pretty like low volume. The stocks aren't like really. I mean, they're down on the day, but they're not like nuking as much. So I think it's just like a low liquidity dump. But
yeah, I'm trying to remember during the March, the original COVID stuff, how bad, like after hours on the S&P, how bad things were, and I didn't really look back on it. But I think we were having limit downs after hours, weren't we?
Yeah, it was a different story. Like it was like you would have like 10% dumps like every like fucking minute on Bitcoin. Like,
I know.
Now this is just like this. I don't know if this is a liquid like I don't have the volume on here. Maybe I should put the volume on, but like I don't trade with the volume on the charts. I don't need to, but just because I
use
watch
any other tools. Actually, I didn't really have it as a question originally, but
I look at like funding. I look at, like I have AGGR open all day. Like that I have like BIMX open as well.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. So like here, like this is like the screen I watch all day, and I'll show you. Like I don't mind showing anybody. I'll bring it over here. Here. So it looks like this. So it's like I got the stocks, I got the dollar, and then I got positions, AGGR, and then I got like BIMX. Oh shit, new lows, eh?
Yeah.
And then
we did it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so I watch that all day. So I'm a big AGGR guy. But like just for like the big. Oh man, here's the dump, eh? Just
Yeah.
like the big events, right? Like so, like if I see someone sell like 20 million on market, like I'm probably just gonna hop on with them, and then
Right.
like if it's not dumping, I'm gonna exit because he's gonna have to cover, and that'll
Right.
probably move the market. So,
Right.
stuff like that.
Do
But
you look for
besides
any
that,
like?
what?
Yeah. Did you? I know. I mean, of all the tools right now, it's like there's a lot of people using different heat map stuff, trading
Yeah, I look
light,
at trading light for
whatever.
sure. I look at trading light for sure. I'd be lying if
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh man, we're gonna break 40. Oh, here it comes, boys. Here it fucking comes.
Question is how low.
Yeah, I know, right?
See if
Gonna
we
fucking
stall at
break.
40. Sometimes they can do that little.
Oh, there's liquidations coming in on
Give you a
BitMEX here.
second.
There's liquidations on BitMEX coming in. They're trying to lick. How much? How much are they trying to lick here? 3 mil. You're gonna see it on AGGR. You're gonna see a liquidation come in. Oh, the bots are pulling. There's no buyers, so they can't fill the BitMEX, so it's gonna dump. For fuck's sakes.
Here we go.
Oh, here comes the dump. Fuck, broke it. There it is. It's all done.
All right. So now what? Complacency bounce or just straight to 25K?
I don't know. I don't think this is like the nuke yet. Like is this worth buying? Maybe.
We've been teasing it for so long. It's sort of a.
I don't think this is a buy. I don't think it's a buy yet. I think it's like a dead cat. Might get 37 maybe. What a fucking nuke this could be,
If we lose 37, I feel like that's when it's basically like game over. I feel like anything in the 37, anything above 37 has a chance at either a complacency or a full reversal. Otherwise, it's just like May 19th.
What was May 19th?
I think
like
wasn't that the original? Yeah, the 30
Let's see what we got
40, 41 to like 27 or something.
So we got like a double bottom here. I guess like this will fucking have cascade to what here, like 38.5 or
Probably
something.
something like that. Yeah.
And then we'll see what the reaction is. Then maybe I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, you just kind of mentioned that, but it's really good. I mean, you don't have to front run the dip. It's okay to let it happen and then react based on a bounce, right? I feel like people are always eager to get in, but like I know that from personal experience, I've been liquidated and then wished I had money to buy the dip after I was liquidated. So like you can just wait for the lows to run and then get in and evaluate.
Yeah, for sure. So like the way I look at it is like, okay, I think this is bottomish. But maybe not so much. No, not yet. So I hope no one like executes. You'll hear me start clicking if it's like if I enter. But the way I see it is like on these big events here, I'd rather not have bids on Bitcoin or like ETH. I'd rather like the liquidation happen, like the big. If you think it's the wick, then you buy, and then you have like at least a stop. You know where to put it, like right below.
You can define your risk. Yeah. It's so hard to define your risk pre-nuke because you just have basically nothing. You have historic levels, but it's so hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on, I got my. It's a good entry.
That was the bottom.
He sniped the bottom. See if it is the bottom or if
it is the bottom.
Yeah, we'll see if it is your bottom.
I didn't buy it, so I LARPed, but I thought there was gonna be more. No, it looks like a bit bottomish here. Maybe I'll buy. I'll buy a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I gotta hear AGR to see if it's like a bottom. I gotta hear it. Sorry, I gotta turn it on.
It's kind of no, you're good. It's scary. It's scary that there really isn't. There hasn't been that liquidation cascade yet, though.
I think that's what everybody's waiting for. That's why.
I know.
But the stocks are getting heavy now. Fuck. So like, I don't think that was the bottom.
Well, the other
thing is, wrong if it bounces, whatever.
Yeah. What are stocks going to do, right? I mean, in after hours, you could get a grind up, I suppose. I think we've had that in after hours a few days, but
yeah,
the close was pretty brutal.
Horrific.
Yeah, it was like, it's the kind of thing that I don't know. Oh,
here it comes. Yeah.
Here we go.
So like the thing is, like the best is I see on crypto Twitter, like all these fucking idiots like Rand Nooner or fucking like all these guys like saying like or BitBoy like saying we're gonna go fucking up only and all that. Like it's like these guys never seen a bear market in their fucking life, man. Like I don't care what you say, like Bitcoin's gonna follow the stocks.
Right.
And like
well, they're not trading. I mean, clearly they're
scamming.
They're just
them.
and throwing. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it was a bid only market forever, so it was like hard to fuck up, you know.
Exactly.
But
So
obviously
like,
that's not go on forever.
yeah, they're selling vaporware and like I don't understand. Like everybody's saying like it looks like March or sorry, like June 2020 or summer 2021. Sorry, summer 2021 saying, oh, like thinking like it's the bottom. Like yo, like we were in different market conditions then. We were in a different like economic environment. Like the Fed
Right.
was like fucking uh bullish then, or they were dovish. Now they're fucking hawkish. All right, so like
Yeah,
stocks were up only then. Different market back then, you know.
right. And there's this impending fear of rate hikes too, which obviously, I mean, I don't know what your take is on whether that's going to come to fruition, but it still
For sure.
scares
So,
people.
oh fuck, good bounce. So I think they're expecting like I don't need this right now. I think they're expecting like 50 basis points, and if they were to say like, okay, we're only gonna do 25 basis points, the market's gonna fucking rally hard, like
I
fucking
think,
hard.
yeah.
But if they say
What is
anything
your
above,
do you
what?
have any idea, any predictions on when they might
It's
do
March.
that?
It's March.
March.
March
That's
is
what I've been hearing too. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, we have like next week we have like the FOMC, so we'll see. That's gonna be a big trading event,
Yeah.
and then we'll see what the stories look like. 40K is resistance right now. This isn't good. Like I think we'll go another leg.
Yeah, I mean, stalling with this kind of thing, you don't really want to stall below such a significant level. If we
No,
gotten like a quick wick and then chatted up to like 40.4, maybe 40.5, but even then, it's like we've
looks like
been
it's
down here
messing
for
here,
so
you know.
long. Yeah,
Man, this is just
big
like fucking all
liquidations
complacency
too.
bounces on the daily. Like, look, like complacency,
We've
complacency.
only
Like
been complete. That's the only thing we've done for fucking
37.
3 weeks. It's
Get ready for 37.
ridiculous.
It's a
Yeah,
joke. It's a joke.
yeah. I
But I mean,
know,
that's
man.
what it is. Like stocks is the same
Yeah,
way.
right.
Like here, look at the stocks on the daily. Like
I know.
they
Yeah,
get the stock, and then like it's two complacencies here. You know, like it's just like it looks a little different because they're not open weekends. That's what the
right.
difference is. You know.
Do you use like the futures for most of your trading or your stock charting, or what do you use for
Yeah,
after
we just
hours
use
stuff?
the
Do you pay
Orlando
for
like
this?
SPX
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
500.
yeah.
This one,
Same.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's pretty reliable,
Right.
and yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. No. So I know that TradingView tries to. I think they try and get you to pay for CME data or some shit.
You don't need that.
But yeah, you don't need that. Yeah.
What do you need that for? So what? It's off by like what? A couple
like a trade.
pips. Like
Yeah,
you're
it's not much
you're
at
trading
all.
like the trend, not like the pips. You know,
Right. Right.
you're not like
Exactly.
trading FX here.
Yeah, if you're not actually trading the actual S&P futures, whatever, it's who cares.
Man, this is bad. Oh my god, this is so ugly. Thank God I'm still short. It's fine.
With this kind of position, do you sort of manually take profit? Do you have investing take profit?
So like on
Bids for something like this?
so like the altcoins I have, whatever I have left on these altcoins, I don't have any bids. Like I think the
You're just
altcoins
gonna
are
let it
fucking
do whatever.
overvalued. You know.
Right, right. So is this like? I mean, are you gonna just like hold forever?
I mean, there's such small size left in them because I have taken profits, but like now I'm just not going to take profits on them. You know, like
Right.
unless I see like a significant bounce, then I'll do it. But
Right.
the Bitcoin short that I have is such peanuts left because I had bids. You heard them getting filled on this stream. Yeah, it's pretty much it. Like nothing. Like I'm just waiting for like I'm gonna make more money if I think there's a bottom and then like it bounces hard. I'll make more money than probably all these shorts that I have holding right now.
Right.
But like they're selling on spot now too, you know, like
Yeah.
it's ugly, it's ugly, it's ugly.
I mean, you talked about sort of fundamental news-driven trading and all that stuff. I guess
Yeah.
Do you foresee like a decoupling anytime soon between the S&P or the stock market in general, equities and
Unless there's like not unless there's like a major Bitcoin news event, never.
right?
Like everybody prayed for the institutions because like the adoption, it's gonna pump their bags, but like with the institutions comes like the correlation. Then they're gonna trade it like
Right.
because it's liquid. They're gonna trade like the stocks, and like it's gonna be 1-to-1 unless there's a news event.
The correlation. I mean, we've had a few runs with really tight correlation. I think right after the crash in 2020, it was pretty much 1-to-1. But like this has been pretty wild from my experience. One of the tightest correlations we've ever had. Last
I'm like
3 or 4 weeks.
it is 1-to-1 right now. Like yesterday, I tweeted
It's like the same thing.
it was like
Fucking
point
insane, I know.
It was like 0.93, which is like the same thing as like 1-to-1. You could just consider that.
Do you remember? Do you remember in March, was it about the same, or was it this bad or this good? Whatever, this correlated.
I wasn't looking at so
March
much back
2020.
then. I wasn't looking at so much back then, but like it was
Okay, yeah.
it was pretty
I think
obvious.
it was.
Like the only
pretty
time like
high then,
Bitcoin the only time Bitcoin decoupled is like at the close. I remember that vividly. Like let's say we were down all day, and then you'd have like the market side imbalance come in like on news. So you'd have either the buy side or the sell side on stocks. Then it would go the way of that. So like let's say the market was heavy all day, but it was on the buy side, like just like the imbalance, like at 4 p.m. It would fucking like Bitcoin would rally, and then like stocks would be a bit heavy, but then it would like resume, you know. But it wasn't like as significant as it is now.
Yeah,
and it was more volatile back then. I mean, like don't forget we were in like the 6Ks, right? Or like
I know.
Like, a $60 move is $60 move is 1%. So like now it's a bit different, but the institutions are here. They're like, there's no doubt about it. You can just tell by the correlation. If there was no correlation, the institutions wouldn't be here. But like if you look at this, okay, like I didn't even think about looking this back in the day. But like, okay, this is the Corona crash here.
Right.
But like I think like the stock crash, that's if the stocks start like dumping hard, like I mean they are, like it's gonna be like 2018. Like I've shared on Twitter before. And like
interesting, yeah.
And this was like 18% down or 20% down, we could say.
Wow.
All right. And like,
yeah, dude, I wasn't even looking at equities back then.
I didn't either because Bitcoin was in its own niche, right? Like no one cared.
Right.
But like, if you look in retrospect now, okay, like I mean, like what happened in 2018 Bitcoin, you know? I mean, do I have to tell you? Like, oh wait, right here. So it broke, right?
Right.
We broke.
Yeah,
Bitcoin
that
broke
waterfall there is fucking nuts, dude. I mean, it's scary to look at that. You see that dump, stall, and then just straight down after.
Yeah. So like the Bitcoin, what was I going to say? The Bitcoin break of 6K coincided with stocks back then. Like stocks also broke, and I don't think it's 1-to-1. I think it's because we had a risk-off environment, and like Bitcoin is super risky, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, people forget. They think like, oh, great, super volatile, awesome, goes up, 100%. But they also don't realize it's just, it's a very risky asset, and whatever your take is on it, other players are going to categorize it as a very risky asset, and so that goes both ways, right? When people start selling, the selling is fucking nasty.
Yeah, and like don't forget, like. Okay, put Tesla aside for a second, and like the fangs and all that kind of shit. But like everybody's like super up in stock still from like 2020. Yeah. So if they sell those, but like Bitcoin is like, since it's like a higher beta and like really fucking volatile, and like everybody's up way more because the risk is so much higher. Like it has more room to die, and it's not like Bitcoin is like shit. It's like the alts are so fucking like overvalued, like, and like, if these alts dump like nonstop, like they just keep fucking dumping, like how would Bitcoin stand a chance? Like they're so overvalued, some of these things, man. Like, yo, why the fuck was like Gala like so high? Like no one even uses it. They use like the Sandbox or some shit or Mana. Like who uses Gala, right? I mean, maybe they do. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I don't know enough about most alt projects in particular, but just a macro perspective, it's like you have all of this money squeezed into these different coins, and they're not going to stay there. That money is going to come out somehow, right? Except for a few of them.
I'm long. I just longed. I'm stopping the lows. Stop at the lows. I just bought it. All right, let's see what happens.
Cool. So you put obviously, and this isn't. I'm just curious. So for you, if you see a wick like this, is your goal to just get in with a really tight stop, and then see if you catch sort of a high RR trade?
Well, there's no wick, so I'm probably gonna get fucked in 2 seconds. Like this wasn't a wick, but like the stocks bounced. That's the only reason I did. So I for sure went smaller size. Like I would go much bigger size if I saw like the liquidation event, but like I'm trying to call this a bot. Like my stop right now is like 39,750. So like it's at new lows. I get take a loss. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see what happens. I just longed, so I mean,
Are you looking at the S&P futures on what time frame? You
1 minute.
usually
1 minute.
1 minute too. Yeah.
And if you guys don't believe me, like I am long. See, here long. Here, we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Hey, you got your alts too. You can,
Yeah, so I'm kind of hedged. Like, yeah,
a little bit,
if you want to say that. I want small size on Bitcoin. There's no fucking buyer still, so like it's not a good long. Shit.
Right.
So
I remember the
May
19th, whatever, or I think it was May 19th. That crashed too. We had that first complacency bounce. Started to nuke, and then it bounced back up. I think even above 40K, and then it just turned back around, and that was when it really they like loaded up on fresh buyers just to fuel the second dip.
Here comes the dump. Fuck me.
Yeah.
What's the low here? The fucking low is what? 39,680.
Yeah, these I've noticed that these kind of like bottoms have not been nearly as nasty sometimes, or at least sometimes. We've had some really weird bottoms on the hourly at least. Over the
I agree. It's like fucking like yo, I can't believe that was a bottom. That's what you keep saying to yourself. It's not like a huge like wick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like it'll just like decide it's the bottom.
Wow,
it's like a different game, but
the fuck was I doing long in this shit? And just because the stocks bounced. I only longed it because of this. We'll see what happens. If I get stopped and like stocks keep rallying, I'm gonna fucking long again. And it's not like I'll size down, but like this is a long where you want to hold for a bit, you know?
Do you play like any swing positions like on a different account or anything, or do you sort of just keep everything in one place? And...
my personal, like it's all swings. Like I don't click on my personal money. Mm-hmm. This is a terrible long, by the way. I'm gonna get stopped out. Just so you guys know, if they hold this, it's like a miracle. It's like a miracle, you know. It was more for. Thank God I went small size.
Do it for the entertainment.
Yeah, it was more for clout than anything, you know.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, hopefully they hold the low here, but I'm not too convinced. If you want to say, right?
These like round number magnet breaks, a lot of the times we'll do like a little $400, $500 pop, and then decide to go back down and run the lows again.
Yeah, probably it's gonna happen right now. I'm gonna get stopped.
It happens a lot. We'll see.
I'm gonna stop. Here it comes. All right, here comes the stop, guys. Get ready. You'll hear it.
I have all these great things to talk to you about, but I feel like we're gonna be.
No, go ahead, talk about it so I can fucking forget about this. Oh wow, what a bounce! It's falling stocks now, even though it's so heavy. Like oh shit! I know. I got by the skin of my teeth. I'm still alive.
It's impressive.
I'm still alive on this fucking account. Skin of my teeth. What was the limit here? $750, $18. I was saved by $18.
Yeah, the S&P also loves to do this like after hours thing. Maybe 3-4 hours after close, it'll decide to do like an after hours, garbage rally, which pulls everything up for a little while.
So like you have like in the S&P, it's like 3 desks battling. You got New York, you got Asia, and you got fucking London.
Mm-hmm.
So like Asia is like the one that is open right now.
Right. Yeah, I'll forget to check like London Open if I'm like staying up or whatever, and then like, oh, what the fuck just happened? And then realize what happened.
They try to fuck each other over, right? Like, I mean, that's like pretty standard. Man, stocks are rallying, and I'm fucking. How's Bitcoin not bounce? I gotta lower my stop a bit. Like, I left room to like lower the stop a bit. I'm all right.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens here. Like, man, the stocks are bound. It's like Bitcoin just wants to fucking nuke, man. There's no spot buyers either. Like, this is all. I mean, maybe this is a bottom. I don't know. But...
Once the momentum starts, it can be hard to stop it. But I know the stocks want to push up for a minute at least.
Yeah, we'll see what Bitcoin does here. Looks like shit, man. What is this?
Do you use Binance primarily for charting Bitcoin?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like the most like the candles are full on the 1 minute. Like you see like all the action that's going on there. Like it's the most volatile too. Like because so like the spread on Binance is pennies, right? Like well, I mean it is FTX too, I think, but like FTX sucks.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
So like on Bybit, it's like 50 cents, right? So you see like the most action on this. Here's a stop. All right, I'm out. Oh man, I didn't get stopped. What the fuck? Oh, I lowered the stop to 7. What is it? 39,693. That's my stop. Hopefully there's no one fucking major watching this. I'm just gonna go after it. But I think I'm gonna get stopped out. Whatever.
Okay,
This is one where you need to stop. You know, because like either I'm thinking it's the bottom or like it's not, and I get fucking let him fucking.
Well, you don't realize how bad like $2,000 down will fuck you too. Like you think like, oh, I'll just deal with myself. I don't need to stop. It's fine. But like you don't realize like that $2,000 down move versus like a $200 down move is like 10 times worse.
Yeah. Come on, fucking bounce.
Losses can get you bad. Even if you think you're sized appropriately, it's surprising how fast a small size position can still accumulate a huge loss.
And this fucking pattern is disgusting. But the best part is it's going to like bounce when you least expect it, you know? So what am I doing?
Yeah, well, that's what I've been telling myself on the fucking like the last 3 weeks too.
We'll see what happens. I'm very close to getting stopped here. I'm like $40 away. I feel like it's coming. There's no buyers, man. There's literally 0 buyers. Here it comes.
Yeah, well, this is where one entity can just step in and fucking blast us $500 and then have it just roll right back over.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm lucky if I survive this, but we'll see. Let's get some ADGR going.
So did you trade equities before Bitcoin or before crypto, or like what was the sort of catalyst for you in trading and then into crypto?
I was into equities, but it was more like swing trading. Like I would like do more fundamental analysis and then look at the charts afterwards for an entry.
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes. Here you're gonna hear me get stopped out. There it is, done. I got stopped. But yeah, so I would do that. But nothing like Bitcoin, right? Like because up until now, I'm gonna long this again. I think I don't want anybody to think I'm stupid, but like here it comes. I just longed. All right.
Did they run the lows on? Did they run the lows on Binance? There was that hourly from like a week ago, maybe.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, I'm looking at Bybit.
We just came into a new hourly here too, so that's why. But I mean, this paid, but like nothing great.
Oh yeah, dude, I didn't even notice the hourly. Not paying attention.
So like, what I do now is like I put like small offers in the books.
Mm-hmm.
Like very small.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen your CoinMarketMan like sort of entry exit things. So
these are like minuscule exits. Like just like
right.
if they start filling quick, like I know I did something right, and the market's telling me like, okay, like there's buyers. So like, okay, I'm long. Here, I'm long, guys. I longed again. All right, that was a better entry. All right, I think we could at least get to like what 39,980.
So for your like entries, or is it usually like one order to get in and then scale out, or how do you deal with that?
Sorry, say this again.
For entries versus exits, are you usually like single order and then scaling out, or are you scaling in and scaling out, or both?
It depends how I enter the trade, right? So like if I like enter the trade, like let's say I had like I don't just do one bid, one offer. Like I do like you, like I layer them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I want to get long, I'll layer bids, except for like on a new like the market today. Unfortunately, is the way we looked at it. But like I don't know, like I was lucky that I didn't get stopped out today. But I had to leave the office. Look at that, I bought the bottom, boys, eh? People on the chat fucking chirping, eh? There's the bottom. I already made the fucking way more than the loss back.
It was all you. You used to save the market.
Yeah, I saved the market. Everybody's a fucking expert now, eh? Okay, so now like I'm starting to exit a bit. All right, so you can hear it. There, you can hear that. So I've got like I've already taken off 10% of the position. Yeah. Because like down here, I'm already up like 0.5%. You know.
Yeah, I'll do that thing where I'll pay myself a little bit just to sort of give me a little bit of cushion to feel good about taking the loss if it goes back down. There's something about like knowing I took a little off the table that psychologically helps me take a loss more gracefully. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like sometimes if it's like I didn't take profit and I round trip everything, I can get really sort of like headstrong about being entitled to the profit.
So listen, like
taking some off. Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, like if there's ever like a piece of advice that you want to take from the stream, and like I'm like, by the way, I along the bottom, but in any case, If you ever wanted to like hear like a real piece of advice, like whether you're starting to trade or if you're an experienced trader, the experienced traders already know this, but like the number one rule is just survive. Like if you could live to fight another day, you always have another chance. You know, like and like
Yeah.
so risk management is the most important. So like on this bounce here, by the way, I'm putting my stop loss break even. Like so I'll be down on these two trades, but I don't care because I'm fucking short these alts and like it shouldn't come back to my entry if I'm right. Like this should like the reason for this trade was for this thing to go to like 40K or so, and then like at 40K I'm like mostly out. You know, I'll front run 40K. But
When you leave some on to run, like what does that mean to you? Leaving some on, is that like another 1%? Is that another 3%? Is that just like
these altcoins, like I always take profits. Like let's say I buy a bottom or short a top or something like that. I'll always just take out like where I want to exit 70% and then see the reaction. And if it's like today it nuked, so I was lucky. But like if it bounced hard, okay, like maybe I end up making like 80% as opposed to 100% of what I wanted to make. But like
right,
it's like always hold a moon bag, they say, right? In crypto.
yeah,
And then so like that, but that's on the downside too. You know, like always hold a moon bag because you never know, like you never know what the story is.
yeah. I mean, also with regret management, I feel like the difference between fully closing out a position and then watching it go just for miles versus if you hold a little bit, it sort of like helps ease that sense of FOMO that you might have after closing too early. At least for me, it helps a ton.
So I look at that a different way. Actually, that's a good point that you brought up.
Okay.
Like,
yeah. Well, how do you?
So like, the way I see it is that if I like when I enter a trade, like right now my target's 40K. All right.
Mm-hmm.
On this trade, which would be like I don't know what 1% or it's not even 0.5%. So my target's 40K, but like if like I'm out like let's say 70% by 40K and we end up going to like 42, like how could I be upset because my target was 40K? You know, like it's like once you do that, once you get that in your head, like okay, my plan was this, and you just like whether you have to tell yourself that out loud or like write it down or use the risk reward chart or some fucking bullshit, like just like that helps me like just deal with that like FOMO of like oh fuck I closed too short, but like there's like I guess the benefit of the way I trade, like there's always a way to get back into the market. Like this is a dead cat bounce, it looks like shit. But like there's always a way to get back into the market. Ah shit, this is garbage. And maybe I won't use the same size higher up. Or maybe I'll use more size depending on how I get back in there. But like you always have to, you can't just enter a trade for the sake of entering a trade. Like, okay, so right now, like I wanted to get her at 40, and like they're obviously not giving it, so it's pretty fucking bearish. So like now I'm like starting to close out the position. Like my entry was like to get in, to get out. Now like I'm trying to like you're gonna hear me clicking.
Yeah, you brought up a really interesting point. Something that I've struggled with, especially on like trying to play longer, like swing type trades, is there's something about like missing out on a scalp. I don't feel like it's a big deal because there's a million scalps, like no big deal. And then missing out on a swing trade, I actually don't really know how traders who focus on swings can handle that feeling of like fucking up a swing that ends up going your way. That seems like something that's a lot more challenging. Scalps give you the opportunity to play so many trades, and then swings it, you really have to have discipline to be able to realize a loss, and let go of the position, not worry about it.
Shit, I'm out. All right, so like if you're like a scalper, man, this is fucking bearish. I think we're gonna do another leg here. Like if you're a scalper, right? And like let's say you longed and it fucking rips up, okay? And you're like, fuck, I missed it. Like as a scalper, like depending on what the market environment is, like if you're in an uptrend, okay, fine, like you want to buy dips. But like if you're in a range and you miss like the bottom, like then look for a short.
You
know what I'm saying? Like
exactly. No, yeah, for sure.
Like this morning was a great example, right? Like I missed the initial job list, right? So then I longed. Like I missed
there's action. You got action to trade.
Yeah, so like I missed like I missed this. I longed the open and I closed it here, so I also missed this. Then I longed like this area I told you guys, and then like I was wrong. So like I fucking flipped short. Like I faded the market.
Right.
And if I look on a higher time frame for the people that are don't want to look at the 1 minute chart, So I faded like this is a huge impulse, and then like I'm short in these candles here, so I'm like fading this like move, right? And then
Right.
okay, it paid today, luckily, but some days it won't. Someday you'll get stopped out again. Then you got to like maybe stop trading Bitcoin for the day and start looking at altcoins or ETH.
Right. Yep.
Then you get tilted, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, no, I know for me, like I can walk away from a scalp that I get stopped out of, and it's like not a big deal at all. I still personally have trouble with getting stopped out of something. If I've got a longer term play in mind, I still struggle with being able to let go because I always worry, well, if I was playing for some huge move and I get stopped out at the bottom, then it feels like I've missed out on some enormous play. So, I mean, I think that's just a discipline thing, but I'd say that's one of the main reasons I've stuck to scalping.
Stocks are bullish. I had to long again. Sorry. Stocks are bullish. I think I'm like net. I think
You
I'm
should
like
take
net
over the
negative.
stream. You want it?
Yeah.
You can become.
No, I'm doing small size on here because I'm on a fucking stream. But don't worry about it. Like I told you, like this isn't like a bottom for me in my mind. You know, like here. Like I don't consider this like a bottom. I have a stop again at 750. Hopefully the market doesn't go to it again. But like the stocks are bouncing, eh? Like this ain't bearish. Like triple bottom.
Yeah,
All right,
the
let's see what happens.
stocks look they want to do that sort of after hours grind up. But
So
but
like
we'll see. That close was so bad.
so if like sorry.
Did you see that? I mean, I on the hourly right before stocks open this morning, it like there was that sort of like T-whopping grind up on the hourly right up into S&P open or stocks opening, and it just seems like somebody was basically making a bet on stocks opening green, and then we just blasted
like
out.
so like if you watch the stock open today, so like here's a little thing. Like as soon as the stock's open, like put like a line on your chart. So I will do that just so you know because I watch them all day. So like if you look at like the stock open today, hold on, let me get there. So the stock open was down here. I remember it. So like here,
Right.
so this was it. Okay, so I trade on the 1 minute. Hold on, let me change the color here. Oops. So I trade on the 1 minute. So like right away on the open, like as soon as this candle happened, I longed. And then once this happened, like I was out. Once the move stops, like my planned trade was do whatever the fucking open is. And if you're wrong, like for instance, if I shorted here, because like this was a wick, right? So I don't know if I go to the lower, I don't know, maybe if I go to the 15-second chart or some shit. Like otherwise, I don't want to have to zoom all the way back. It'll be fucking annoying. But okay, so here, like I know no one that read my trades a 15-second chart, but this is like your thought process, right? Like if I shorted this, and then right away I see this candle, like I'm out. Like I'm not waiting. Like I'm out. Like okay, this candle. It's easy to say now in retrospect, and we're looking at the 15-second, but like there was a wick here, right? So if I was shorting this wick and it did this, like what am I doing? Praying? My trade was I'm shorting because I thought it was bearish, and then it went up. I'm out. But here I thought it was bullish, and I thought we were gonna have a relief all day today in my mind, anyways. I like tweeted it too. I think today was a day for relief, and I wasn't even in the. I told you I missed that fucking initial jobless. So like, but as soon as this happened, like I know we rallied afterwards. But like for me in my mind, like I remember seeing this rally. I said, "Oh fuck, they rallied it." It's like, how was I supposed to know? I thought it was over.
Right.
Like just a stupid fucking open, like squeeze and then back down. But I guess I was wrong, and then we rallied it all the way up. But whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's whatever, and I think I mean one of the ways I'll think about it is like sort of encapsulating your trade. It's sort of like a bet. It's like, okay, I think this is going to happen. I think we're going to go up to this price before we go down to that price. And like if you get wicked out of your trade, I mean you were technically wrong. You lost that bet, and you can take another bet based on the current market conditions. But it's sort of like
long. Fuck. I can't long Bitcoin anymore in this fucking range. I gotta wait for it to break or some shit. Like I think I'm just doing this for clout.
Do you like give yourself like a certain number of tries on an entry or like that?
No, this is just like I'm trading small size here. It's bullshit. So like I'm just doing it like to do something, but like on a real trade, like okay, down here I have no idea like where the invalidation is. I couldn't even tell you. Like I'm just doing like every like I should be out already because it broke this wick, but I'm not because it's so small.
I guess I don't even mean on this part. I'm just saying like general, like if you catch yourself in general entering too many times, is there like you just like step away, or do you have like a hard limit, or is it more loose?
I'll go to
You just find something. Yep.
I'll go to altcoins, and like with altcoins, like they're so much more volatile than
Yeah.
than Bitcoin. You can go smaller size and you can go smaller size but make more money, you know?
Yeah, right.
Just because of how like volatile they are.
For altcoins, do you I know you mentioned like you know, you got with the prop desk, different people kind of are paying attention to different things just naturally. But do you sort of have like a favorites that you just like to stick with, or are you always sort of like looking at new coins or something like that? How do you go about that?
I just need ones that are volatile. Like I don't care what they do or who they are. Like I mean, there's a narrative play. Like I don't know. Like looks this whole week has been pumping, so you might as well just fucking long looks. But
are you like legit sorting by like volatility, or are you doing like word of mouth, or like how do you screen for like for those kind of hits?
I mean, like you just gotta go on like TradingView and see what's pumping the most.
Just see what's going up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like I go like this. I have like.
I guess I was wondering if you had like a big brain screener type thing, or you just sort of like use manually checking out what's up.
I'll just open like I have like a trading view of every Binance future, and I'll just like look at like one that's like the change the most.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, so that's it.
I'm gonna open up another drink. Hold on.
All right. What do you got going there?
It's LaCroix. Well, it's actually AHA.
You like AHA? What flavor?
Yeah, dude, I got hooked. I'm on the mango one, the caffeine mango. It's ridiculous. It's like my biggest business expense.
I used to drink. I have them in my house right now, like the peach, like honey peach.
Yeah,
those are good. Those are good.
Yeah. Did you ever get any sponsorship from those vodka? Whatever. What was that? The vodka tonic guys.
I had a sponsorship from Monster Energy. I don't know if you guys know.
Really? Like that's fucking awesome. Is that a new thing?
So I was like tweeting them like crazy, like in front of my desk. And then like I reached out to Monster Energy Canada. I was like, hey, like, what about a sponsorship, you know?
That's hilarious. I mean, if anybody's gonna do it, I feel like Monster's the company that would pull through.
I know. I said like we're such a niche product that I'm sure like I'm sure a ton of your like your consumers trade crypto, right? Like 24/7. We need to be awake. And they're like, yeah, all right, we'll send you like 5 cases. So they sent us like 100 monsters, and we finished them in a week. So I said, hey, can you send them again? And they're like, yeah, no problem, we'll do it again. And then after we finish them in a week, I'm like, yo, we need more. They're like, you drink more than our pro athlete, so like we're probably just not gonna give it to you. So see you later. You know, like, all right, see ya.
Dude, I mean, it makes sense though. It's a different. You guys, pro athletes, they don't have to be up 24/7 to deal with this bullshit.
No, I know.
Yeah, Braga, you brought monsters. Was it this morning? Yeah. He just brought over some. So good time.
Yeah, I like Monster. I drink those in the morning too. Sometimes if there's no like instead of coffee. Sometimes like on big days, I'll go like Monster. Like I know they're gonna be big like trading days. I'll sip coffee. But right now I'm having like a nice glass of red wine. Like nice. Quite enjoying it.
How's the weather over where you are?
It's disgusting. It's freezing, bro. Yeah, it's like fucking every day. It's fucking brutal, man. Like I'm sick of it here. I can't. What you're in? Wow, what a bounce!
I'm in. I was on West Coast. Moved towards the East Coast for business stuff. We got a cold front coming in, but not snow.
Okay, so like I'm East Coast, like Northeast, like fucking cold.
Yeah. Yep.
So like fuck that, man. It's fucking. I'm Canadian. It's fucking brutal up here, you know. Yeah, it's just bad, man. Like when I used to play hockey, like I played professionally, like down south. Like I went through like winters with no snow. So like coming back here, I grew up in the snow. But once you
leave, I know. Yeah, you can't. I've got friends. Same thing. They literally can't go back.
Can't.
Yeah, I was going to ask about hockey and how. I guess that's like a whole different story. But like I mean, I just seen you mention it in passing on Twitter. I'm curious. I don't know what the backstory is there. How much you want to share about that? It seems like one of the more interesting stories.
All right, so like I told you guys, like I'm 36 old. Okay, if you just follow me on Twitter, I'm 36. I'm Canadian, so like everybody plays hockey here, and then like
so we've heard.
Yeah, and then like my dad, major psycho hockey parent, so like kind of like put me into it, but I loved it. and I was just good at it. I was good, and I played like university. I played professionally for a long time. Nothing like you never saw me on TV unless you're from a small town. Like you probably came to my games, but aside from that, like you never like I never made the NHL. I don't think I'd be on a fucking live stream if I wasn't. I don't think I'd be trading crypto if I was in the NHL. But like,
I don't know, man.
yeah, right.
You fucking don't know. This is a new thing.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's jumping in.
But at the end of the day, I played for a while. It was a great time. I was like, it got to the point in my career though, like, okay, at a certain point in your career, you're trying to like move up and like get to the NHL, but then afterwards, you like come to the realization you're not going to make it. So like at that point, you're just like chasing like the paycheck. So you'll play like in fucking shithole leagues. You'll play like in shit leagues, but like it's a better lifestyle and you're just making more money. So that's the way I did it. And I mean, it's like a zero responsibility life. You wake up in the morning, you go to practice from like 10 to 11, and then like your day's done. And like I was in the South, so like you're playing golf right after.
Right.
That's it. That's the whole fucking day.
Yeah, I grew up. So I play guitar. So I grew up in bands, and that was like I never was in anything big, but like that was the same idea. It's like the lifestyle. If you just go to you show up for practice, you go to the gig, you play the gig, and everything else doesn't fucking matter. It's this like it's so wild. It's like it's no responsibility really.
Yeah, it's like it's an amazing lifestyle. I mean,
how long was that a huge chunk of your life, or was that just more of a shorter thing?
I started playing professionally when I was like 29.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I played like semi-professionally, which like where we live, like there's like leagues where you could like still get paid, like you only play on weekends. I played that.
Were you living off of like the money you made doing that? Was that your full-time gig?
When I played professionally, yeah, like you have no time for anything else. Like you're traveling, you're playing the real thing, and then like, but it's like,
figured, yeah.
But you don't make enough to like not have to work in the summers. You got to do some bullshit job in the summer, and then I played like semi-professionally for like 5 years. So I did like, what was it, like 11 or 12 years collecting a paycheck somehow playing hockey. It was pretty good. I stopped playing 2 years ago.
You stopped playing 2 years ago?
Well, COVID ended the season, and I had
gotcha.
Like I got my finger fucking shattered playing, and I was like, "What am I doing here?" Like I couldn't click the mouse.
It's brutal.
Yeah, I couldn't click the fucking mouse. So like,
what am I doing?
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, I mean that's gotta be. You gotta have like a.
Oh my god! Here's the. This is the nuke. All right, get ready, boys. Get ready. It's here.
Moment of truth. Did you turn off your agger, or did you just fucking die?
This is it. This is it. All right, this is the one, boys.
So are you gonna just wait and see what comes for a bounce?
I'm waiting. This is the one. Holy fuck, that was a dump, eh? No, this isn't it.
Nope,
this is the fucking bouncing.
The problem with hanging out down there for so long is all it takes is one guy to say, you know what, I'm gonna push that, right? When you start stalling below 40K, and it's just like somebody's gonna decide they're gonna push us over the edge.
I don't know if this is the bottom. I think it is. I'm not sure though. It doesn't look it would add more follow through, eh? Let's see what it
you risk being underwater trying to buy when you be buying too.
No, this is good. This is good. Overload. I can't even fucking click. Fuck you. There we go.
I don't know, man. Bybit's working pretty good.
Well, fucking clock already.
I'm just kidding.
Bounce.
Yeah.
Fucking pump this shit.
S&P is kind of fucking around too. Like it started to walk up.
This is the squeeze. This is the squeeze. This is it. This is the bottom.
There you go.
There
you go.
I long this one.
Yeah, I got it too, but
I gotta take some off already.
Yeah.
It's getting weak already. Fuck. What the fuck is going on here? What is so? I'm probably gonna get out of here. That was a good trade.
Do you manage your spot mostly through hedging futures?
I'm just selling it. I'll sell and buy.
You'll sell and buy actual spot for some
stable coins.
Yeah.
What a bounce. Come on, fucking squeeze it here, man. Like, fuck. Give a fucking follow through.
What do we get on liquidations? Is it
I didn't even look. I was just watching like the wick and like the spot buying.
Not much in this hour. It's been consistent though. Like when it's
Wow, what a bounce, eh?
6 or so hours, I feel like it's.
Is this the fucking one or what, boys? To the people watching, is this the fucking one? Anybody asking questions, by the way? Like they couldn't like check.
Yeah. Sorry, there was a bunch of good stuff. I missed a few of them. I'm trying to pick out the best ones. Then I got distracted.
This is where I went fucking size, by the
back.
way. When I saw that wick, I went fucking size here. I'm fucking long. 39.6. Went fucking size. I guess I could have longed earlier, but I wasn't sure about it. But man, Binance went to fucking 39K. Derby went to 39.2. Jesus Christ.
I've noticed these will sometimes you can get oh, actually this looks pretty fucking
Play. We bought the bottom, boys. We pump this shit.
So on an entry like that, did you go all with a single order entry, or did you
market? If it went back, if it started eating the wick on the way down, I'm out. You know, I'm almost out of this position. By the way, I'm up fucking 1.5%. I'm almost out. Now for sure, stop loss break even. I'm like fucking 70% out.
Yeah, because if we go, if we
now I let it run. I don't touch it anymore. I'm not touching anymore. Squeeze it. Woo!
Dude, what a fucking time! I'm glad we did this tonight and not last night.
Yeah.
Oh,
long.
shit, man. I'm gonna have to have you on stream every time we break up major.
Look at this shit. Let it run. Push it, boy.
Yeah.
All right, 40K resistance. I'm gonna take some off. A little bit more.
You don't have to answer this if you're not.
Go ahead.
For like,
I prefer talking about trade anyways.
Well, I mean for privacy stuff, prop shop stuff. If you guys are out of the office after hours, whatever, you guys talk pretty actively about trading. Yeah. If you're like right now, or you can do your own thing and wait till you go back in the next day, or
no, we have a
communication after hours.
We have a private chat.
Yeah. So you're pretty just always talking if it's a serious thing.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
Got to. Nice bounce there though. That was a nice fucking bounce.
Yeah. What I found interesting is I just like benefit being able to responsibility of sort of like sourcing news and whatever, like being able to know that someone else is probably going to catch some major event, right? Even my Twitch chat will sometimes be able to like find like they'll be the first person to let me know if there's some major breaking news. I'll be just in Twitch chat, especially over the summer, and they'll be the ones finding news before it hits Twitter. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. So I have like a tweet deck. Obviously, we have like another news source box that talks to us. That sometimes gets it, but like the best like thing I could say for people just watching this, like just watch like Zero Hedge or like Walter Bloomberg. Like they give news.
Mm-hmm.
Tier 10K is like the best news source for crypto. He only does like the crypto news.
Yeah, he's pretty new too, right? I only saw him pop up like maybe 6 months ago. Is that right?
I pay for his subscription service. You get like seconds like advance notice on Telegram, and it's like amazing.
He's putting in the work. Yep.
Man, you get 10 seconds in trading. It's massive, right?
Yep. I'll say that I built a tweet bot for like a bunch of shit over the summer. So I did one for Elon's tweets. I did like one for a bunch of other things. What I'll notice is actually TweetDeck has like 4 or 5 seconds of latency relative to like the API. And so
I think it's longer. I think it's 15 seconds.
It might be
15 seconds. I get it on my phone. So I trade my phone like closed. Like I'm not talking to anybody, but like I keep it in front of me to see what the tweets people and certain like accounts that like tweet and like, and I'll be able to make a trade before it comes with the tweet deck, and then like then it comes with the tweet deck and you're good to go.
Yep, I would notice the same thing. So I like would tweets from whatever. So like Elon would tweet about Doge or some shit, right? It would go through my bot through to my Discord channel or through to the Twitch chat before his tweet would show up on TweetDeck. So the API, even going all the way through those channels, was faster than TweetDeck.
It's huge.
Now, obviously, TweetDeck's super powerful, but it's like worth keeping in mind that that's like a 5 second plus latency there. So it's just like, you know, just
It's
know
big,
what
that's
you're
big.
using. Yeah,
So you
depending on
could-
what you're doing.
You could figure like the fucking like the big money is doing what you're doing, right? Like they don't have a tweet deck, you know, like
Mhm.
the market movers,
For sure.
the guys in the market,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, no, if I had like nothing to fucking build, I'd build my own thing, but you know, we're all busy people here.
That's it.
Yeah. You guys do any quantitative stuff? Again, you don't have to share what you're not allowed to share.
We
Are there guys doing quant stuff?
We do nothing significant like where we have quant traders, but we do have quant stuff going.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had like other general questions about life and shit.
Let's do it.
I don't know how much time do you have? What are you looking at?
I'm fucking drinking wine. Let's go.
All right, cool.
I'm
Yeah,
long
so
at
I
the
guess you were
bottom.
playing-
I'm fucking enjoying it.
Well, you were playing hockey, right? Where did you get into like dealing with like you said you started with sort of like just equities, but like high time frame, just kind of like investing, swinging type stuff. Is that right?
So like
Was that after you were doing hockey, or was that like? Well, I guess what part of your life was that?
like in hockey, you have a lot of like free time, right? So like
Right.
I knew I wanted to work in finance afterwards. I just didn't know what capacity. And this is like, okay, crypto existed, but I never heard of it when I was playing.
Gotcha.
Like in 20, like I don't know, like 2000, like 9, 2010. I'm not looking for fucking Bitcoin, you know. I'm looking at hockey
For sure,
websites.
yeah. Yeah.
So like time, like though I know I wanted to work in finance, so I wanted to keep up to date. So I'd always read like 10Ks and stuff like that, just to like and like
Mhm.
the stocks. Like I've never like really day traded stocks. I don't see the point of that. I mean, like, okay, I mean you could make money, to make money, not make money, but I see them more for like an investment side.
Mhm.
And for an investment side, like I think the fundamental analysis is easier than the charting. Like I think there's more alpha there than the fundamental analysis. Like whether you're running
Right.
like your own
Yep.
like models or stuff like that. So I used to like kind of do like that. So it'd be like more fundamental analysis, and then like I'd also do like kind of like I'd buy stuff like social things. And when I say social, I don't know. Everybody's using this, and like
Right.
but like
Yeah.
it's not mainstream yet, you know. And I would
Mhm.
try to like see what everybody's talking about on social media back then, because like none of the big firms back then were looking at social media, right?
I know.
Like
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's all changed fucking now. But yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I
No,
remember when I was
exactly.
doing my MBA. I was doing my MBA in like 2014. Like I asked my teacher. I had like an investment class, and my teacher worked at like a pretty big like fucking fund. I was like, yo, like I'm thinking about buying Apple. He's like, no, it's overvalued. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm like, oh, all right. And then like,
Yeah.
man, like I think Apple was like fucking $70 back then, but like
Right.
pre-split. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
like
I mean, that's a lesson in there too, though. It's like, you know, I don't know.
you gotta have like your own like
You
conviction, have
gotta,
your own analysis, and
yeah.
stick to it. Like, it's like the CPI print. Like, for example, like I've been like super bearish, like in crypto. Like, okay, I might have taken losses. Shorting sure happened, and I might have like, and I've also long too. Like the same lying, just because like I trade like day to day. But like my overall thesis has been bearish. So like I'm more so like I'll look to short before I look to long. But like I'm also telling the market like, yo, show me that you're bullish today, stop me out, and then I'll look to buy a dip.
Right. Yep.
Or you could get the double whammy, you know, like because it's only a short squeeze. So
Right. Yep.
but you know, like then like if you buy the dip after you get stopped out on a short, like if you buy the dip, like you should know right away if you're wrong. Like I don't know if it's as a like a mini range, and you buy the dip,
Right.
and the dip doesn't like, and then it goes like it breaks that mini range, you should already be out. Like you don't have to wait for it to hit the stop loss or something like that. But like, and that's the market would be like, okay, like the momentum is flipped. But if like you're short, you get stopped out, it might have just been a squeeze. You buy the dip, and then like it runs right through your position and like goes back into that fucking range, like of the previous high of that range, and it just breaks it. Then you could say like, oh man, like I think I'm gonna get a double whammy here. Like I think I'm gonna get stopped out twice or take 2 losses because like I'm wrong and like maybe that was just a squeeze. I mean, like at the time you could look at like other indicators like DOI and stuff like that, but it's like it's hard to like look at that while you don't have it open, like while you're trading, like especially on a low time frame, like because it's like so quick.
Yeah.
Like right now, like I know like we're at 40K, but like that would have been a great short. I just didn't do it.
Right.
You know, which is fine. Like 40.1 or whatever. Like it already retraced like most of it. So like this is where like okay, like I longed in the like 600. Like okay, it couldn't break 4170 or whatever, or like 180 or 200. Sorry. So like now I'm saying like fuck, like it's trying to come back down here. Like I think this long might be wrong. Like maybe we go down for more. Maybe we fucking bounce. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
if this market really had buyers, like why did we stop at 40K? Like that's not good, you know.
Right.
Like if there was real if there's the momentum had flipped to the Bulls' favor, like I don't think he would have stopped it. I don't have the walls open. I couldn't tell you, but I mean at this point I'm not like too worried about it. Like whatever happens, happens. And like I've like my personal portfolio, like I've been going to stable since like Q3 2021, like selling a lot of rips.
Nice.
Not as much as I want to. I'll lie. Like I'd be a liar if I said I'm like 100% stables. I'm probably like 50%. And the only reason I'm like, the only reason I'm 50% is because what I'm holding is down more, and my stables don't move. So like,
Yeah.
I wish like the areas where I want just never came, and it fucking bothers me. And then like when it was like a slightly bullish, like I put some risk back on using stable coins, which is like annoying. So like nothing like significant. Like let's say I'm 50% stable coins, and I buy something like in this environment with the stable coin, and like I have a mental stop loss. Like I don't put a stop loss, but if I wake up in the day and I'm down like 20%, like fuck this, you know, like
Yeah.
this ain't a buy and hold situation,
Right.
right? But like,
Yep.
oh, go ahead.
A few questions from chat too. Just I think some of these are from when we were talking back a little bit. But Zelona wants to know if you do any options. And I'd also ask if anybody at the desk does options, or if you guys, how you feel about options in crypto, if it's even worth given the liquidity and all that stuff.
We have one guy that does options at the desk, but he does it more so as hedges.
Yeah.
I don't do options at all. I'm against them or anything like that. It's just like I haven't taken the time to study the Greeks enough, and like.
Yeah.
Imagine like in crypto, because it's so inefficient, especially the options market. I imagine like the Greeks, there's probably so much alpha there that I'm just missing out on. But
There's
like
a lot of alpha, but there's also issues. I only got into it. I got in like the whatever, I don't know, early last year, just trying to hedge my exposure without selling anything. And dude, like the spread on, like, if you don't, I guess Deribit's got pretty good stuff, but everywhere else, you're getting absolutely fucked. Like the spread is so bad that you just can't afford to do it, basically.
I just don't think it's popular yet. Like to say that it's not going to come into crypto would just be like ignorant, you know. Like to say like ARM isn't like putting on a CME like Bitcoin long and like hedging it by like opening up a put or fucking selling calls or some shit like that. Like you'd be ignorant, you know. Like it's obviously it exists and it's obviously there, and you can just see it with like the paradigm chats, like the big like you know like people are putting calendar spreads and shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I know FTX at least. They have like a quote system instead of like a book. So you basically just have to request a quote, and you can fill other people's quotes. So you choose your expiry, your strike, put, call, whatever. And the main issue is like you're automatically, if you just like buy and sell, the spread between those two operations is going to be like 40% the premium. So you're just like absolutely fucked. You basically have to try and hold till expiry and have high conviction that it's worth paying such a high premium, basically.
Jesus. Like so the only time I ever played options in my life was after the corona.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just figured like and the only reason I bought like SPY calls, but and like I didn't go to say I went all my net worth, I'd be fucking lying, but like I put in like a good amount.
Yeah.
Just because like so many people around me that have never ever like known anything about finance or opening accounts.
Yeah.
And like saying like I think this is going to 1600 or 160. Yeah. I'm like, man, like you work at a fucking warehouse. You work at a fucking warehouse. You're gonna tell me what the fuck is gonna happen with the the economy? Like, no, you don't. Like you drive a forklift. What are you telling me? So like I bought calls just for that reason. Like enough. Like I don't care if I lose this money, and like these like there's no way these guys are gonna be right. You know, like they said that they made a fucking killing like buying puts once Corona happened, like, and then they said like, yo, I think the chart, like, bro, you drove a forklift every day of your life until last week, and now you're telling me how the fucking market works. Like, that's when I said, oh, fuck this, man. I'm gonna start
It's
buying.
interesting the parallels there too, right? Like when basically, I mean, that was like sort of the start of like the Robin Hood craze, and basically people with no experience jumping in, and you see the same thing in crypto. It's like as soon as those people jump on the bandwagon, just like you have to know that they just have no idea.
Yeah, so like, you know what? If you wanted to become a day trader or see if you're a good trader, like COVID was the best because you got your stimulus, and here in Canada we got this thing called CERB. It lasted like 2 fucking years, but like it was like free money, right? And I mean, like the market pretty much told you if you were good or not, and if you were learning and you lost money, whatever, you still had this, this government paycheck coming in. But like I don't know if anybody here like listening to this chat has TikTok. I have it just to see like what the TikTok people are talking about and if there's futures on it, because if they're all bullish on it, I'm going to short it. But the amount of people in there, like
TikTok witch.
Like TikTok is so cringe. It's like a bunch of like fucking 20-year-old that think like everything's up only forever because they entered the market like last year. And like they're gonna get rinsed. They're gonna get rinsed. And you know what I think about it, like, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like
well, I don't think anybody, I mean, the long-term implications of this modern shift in the way people are investing and trading, it's going to be weird. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens 10 years from now. Like, what are people doing? Is it going to be the same shit? Is it Robin Hood? Like, I don't know. How's everything going to change?
Like I do private equity deals like on the side, like just through like, because I used to be like I used to work for a VC, so I get like deals through them and still stuff. Like if I want to just piggyback,
Gotcha.
and like chance to invest in the like Robinhood IPO, and like the money that we had to like give was like right at the height of the fucking GameStop. Fuck this, man! I'm not giving them a penny,
Yeah.
I don't think the Robinhood charts ever bounced since the IPO. I don't even know like what series I was in. I can't remember, so I think I would have lost money. But like, yeah, I think like I don't know, like listen, like I'm not like a politician. I don't care. I mean, I care about American politics, but I can't choose a side. Like if I had to call myself anything, I'd call myself in Canada conservative more than. So I guess like what I lean Republican, but I'm just like pro business. But
yeah, I've seen your tweets about whatever.
Oh my god, they're the worst politicians here. The worst. But like, yeah,
it's funny seeing people complain on American politics. I get amused.
Yeah, so like, well, man, like here, like it's a thing because like I'm a minority where I live, right? Like I'm okay, like I live in Quebec. Like it's no secret if you guys follow me on Twitter, I'm English, and I'm treated like fucking shit. Like 8% of our population is English, and I'm treated like a second class citizen. Like it's garbage. But like I speak French fluently. You have to, otherwise you can't live here. And like you're taught it in school, but like I'm just treated like a piece of shit as
it's all you.
But whatever, it is what it is, like the ignorance here is just way too high. It's just way too high, the ignorance. But at the end of the day, what are you gonna do? You don't like it, get out of here. But I mean, like my job is here, my life is here, so
yeah. I mean, it is what it is, and you have to kind of like
every day I look outside and I go to my friend, like, where are we going?
Yeah.
Like I can't take it here much longer. But I mean, what am I gonna do? I'm all talk.
Yeah, I mean, there's good and bad everywhere, obviously. Although the weather there sounds like it makes it pretty brutal. But hopefully you get spring someday.
It's like minus like 25 degrees Celsius. I don't even know what that is in like Fahrenheit. What is that?
What is that? No, dude. I'm pretty sure that the Fahrenheit and Celsius cross at like negative 30, maybe. So you're pretty close.
It's minus 13. It's minus 13 Fahrenheit here.
Yeah.
With fucking snow. And oh my god, man! Like ice. It's freezing, man. Like your face freezes. I don't even want to talk about it.
Did you you said you grew up in the snow though, right?
As a kid, you don't care. But once you get a taste of like no snow, you're like, fuck this, man.
Yeah. You live on the west coast of Canada ever, or where was your snow-free life? Is it?
I'm not going to tell you where, but I was in the south of the United States. It's just too easy to find me like online, but like it was in the south of the United States. So like all over the south, it could be southeast, southwest. I'm not going to tell you, but it was.
How,
And it was nice.
and
It's super nice.
other than the weather, how'd that compare? I guess to Canada.
You know what? The lifestyle in the south, like okay, there's times I was in the Bible Belt, okay, and like it's like really like a laid back lifestyle, like really
Yeah.
calm. Everybody's super nice, super nice. Um, but like I live in a city, right? Like I don't live in like in New York City, but we're still a city, so it's like pretty like busy. But like you're like a European type city. At the end of the day, like it's still a city. It's not like a small town.
Yeah.
And that's just like, I mean, that's what I grew up with. But like, I like the small towns. Like I played like, so I didn't make the NHL. So when you don't make the NHL, you don't play major cities. You play in like fucking shitholes. Like I wouldn't know these like some of these places exist if I didn't play hockey. And I'm like, you won't. I don't know. I'd ever look for them on a map. But like you go to
Right.
these places, you go to these places, and you're like, wow, like the people here are amazing. They're so friendly. Like I come from a place where like, here's friendly to me, but like these people are so friendly, like helping you out. Like man, there's the amount of people that I met on the road. It's like, and that's the lifestyle I've brought with me ever. So like that was the best part about hockey. Like obviously, like man, the lifestyle was on another level. Like it's like a rock star lifestyle in a small town. Imagine like how you're like a stud. But like just like the connections I made, like and the people, like there's some people like I have like I'm friends for like not even the players, like people that are fans, like I'll be friends with them the rest of my life. You know, like
Yeah, that's awesome.
they're
That's
just
great.
there's like great people, and this is like from the small town mentality. Like they're just like amazing human beings.
Yeah,
And like I
people
don't
make the difference. It's like that's everything.
yeah, I don't know if I would have that like where I live, but because of that, like what I was like exposed to, like I try to be like that same way for everybody else. So you'll see like
Yeah,
I always, like say like I'm always for the like I'm for the boys, right? And like
yeah,
everybody that knows me knows that. Like I'm always like
yeah. It's that same team, that team mentality. Yeah,
yeah, I'm always like I'll do everything for the team and then for myself afterwards, you know. And like when I played, like I wore like a letter on my jersey a lot. So I mean, like I was like a captain of the teams. Like just like the mentality I bring with me, you know. So man, stocks are
sure.
fucking heavy. Oh my god,
I know they just fucking
quadruple
great.
bottom or what? Fuck.
What do you think about the future of like crypto derivatives in Canada and the U.S.? I mean, obviously the U.S. it's fucking
I mean,
impossible
the
right
U.S.
now. But what
The
I
U.S.
mean,
they banned them,
what's your
right? So
take?
like you're not.
I mean, exactly. I mean, I
you
didn't
have like
FTX get a CFTC approval for something.
I mean you have Alameda,
FTX
you have
right
Alameda, like they bought
trying
like
something.
a firm so you could like use um so you could use derivatives. Like I don't remember who they bought, but they bought someone
Yeah,
on derivatives as an American. I think you're probably gonna have to be a credit or some shit.
a credit. Yeah, it's going to be something like that. What do you think about Canada? Do you
Like that's like
tightening
no,
regulations?
like it's like they're not doing anything here.
Okay, well,
I mean, they did stuff in Ontario, but like then Binance said like, nah, you're good to go. I'm like, all right. Like I'm not from Ontario, but like once
interesting.
I saw that, I took my money off Binance. But now they're
Right.
like, yo, you're good to go.
Yeah. So I guess you don't worry about like a ripple effect from other areas.
At the end of the day, listen, what are you gonna do? You know, like
Yeah. No, I know it is. What are you going to do?
you're subject to these clowns, and whatever happens, happens.
Albanian, I think he's Canadian too.
Oh my
He
God,
wanted to
stocks.
know if you got stops.
No, stocks are nose.
Oh yeah, stocks.
Oh
Yep. They're
my fucking God.
dying.
What a dump.
Albany wanted to know if you were to move to a country specifically for sort of like tax reasons, where would you go, or if you would ever even consider that? I guess what's your take on sort of like people moving for taxes, that kind of thing?
I mean, like two ways to look at it. Like, listen, I haven't made enough money where I could be like it makes me like lose sleep at night. Like, but I'm also like happy paying taxes. It means like I made it. But that's just my mentality. But if I had to move, I don't know, I'd move to like or some shit or like somewhere warm. You know, like
Yeah.
Bahamas. Oh, actually, you know what? Bahamas
That's
will
a
get
good.
pretty soon. The Bahamas will
they've
make
been
people
trying to
like
make
just because
something work.
FTX is there, and they'll probably like they have the most
Right.
money in that country, probably. You know.
Yep. Yep.
So they'll
Albany
probably
wanted me to correct the record to say he's French living in Canada. So there you go. The French police are coming already. He's after you already from chat.
already.
Can't escape.
Man, these fucking stocks, bro. What the fuck is going on? Yo, this market's so volatile right now.
It's scary hanging out here.
What's going on anymore? Like, I'm not even trading Bitcoin anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
I have no clue what the fuck is happening. Like, is it like the bottom on Bitcoin? Is it fucking? Is it over? Like, who the fuck knows right now? You know? Is it hanging by a thread?
Yeah, I took a tiny trade at the bottom, but mostly partly because we're talking, and also just because I'm already sort of just distracted in general and have been following the market
It's tough, like doing two things at once.
Yeah, well, that's actually an interesting thing. I studied computer science, right? So I was a software dev before I was trading, and I'm developing stuff, right? I have such a hard time trying to multitask to the point where it's pretty unhealthy and just doesn't work. So like,
Yeah.
I almost have to commit. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be trading, or I'm gonna be developing, or I'm gonna switch off on a daily basis or weekly basis or something. But it's like you feel like you can sit there and multitask, like, what are you doing? You're in a trade, whatever. But like the truth is, like, if you're not paying attention, you'll fuck up. You'll miss your exit, you'll miss your entry, you'll be sloppy. And that is like the difference between profitable and not.
Yeah, I agree. And like I've seen you trade on your stream before. That's how like we met. And I was like, I was pretty inspired. Like you're a pretty good trader. But I mean, like, I don't know. I feel
I
like
got sloppy at the end of the year too.
I think everybody did. I think December was super hard. Like, listen, for me in like November and December, like I went through some like stuff in my personal life, so it really affected my trading. But like the market was still tough back then, you know. But like I wasn't in the right headspace. So like if you're not in the right headspace, like here's a good like thing. Like so, I was told this by like the owner of our firm. Like he's been in the markets like 25 years. Like he used to trade in the pits, and he was like whatever like your emotions are as a human being, like over like the course of your life, like trading will like make those come exponentially in like a shorter amount of time. So like let's say your parents, I don't know, let's say your parent works an office job for like 40 years. Like maybe like for a few years they're stressed or like whatever, and it's like tough on them. Like you could have that in like those like years of stress that they have like in one day in one trade. So it's like a really humbling trade, and it's like they say like try not to have emotions, but like when it's money in the line, it's not as easy as you think. So like you have to find a way to like curb your emotions to the point where you're like, okay, like the risk reward here is this, and I know like if I take a loss, this will happen and whatnot, you know. So that's the way like I look at trading, and I mean like to say that I'm emotionless would be like ignorant. Like no way, I'm a human being, and like I like to think that I'm more of an emotional human being than others out there, like than other guys. Like I cry during movies, you know. I have no shame saying that either.
You're a sensitive new age.
Sensitive, yeah, sensitive. But like at the end of the day, like trading is such a humbling experience. Like like really like you know you watch like Billions, right? And like Wendy is like the therapist there. Like there's a reason that she's in one of these offices. Like these things exist. Like it's like just like you learn so much about yourself being a trader, and like what you can and cannot handle. Like it's like amazing, you know. Like that's one of the parts I love about it. And then it's like at the other end, it's like kind of like a game, you know, because like it's competitive and like the competition is you. I'm not playing. I'm not trading against the market. I'm trading against myself. I'm trading against my emotions because you, me, everyone in the stream, we all see the fucking chart the same way. It's the same chart. But 95% of people will lose and 5% will make it. Why? Why is that?
Yeah.
Because they get shaken out. Okay, maybe they made a wrong trade. But like at the end of the day, like there's a difference that separates, you know, the profitable traders from the non-profitable traders. And in my opinion, I think it's like, you know, your personality and your emotions and the type of person you are. And whether, like, and let's say you're really determined to be a trader, like you're like, no, I don't care. I love trading. no matter what, well then like find a time frame that suits your personality. Like maybe for me, I'm a very like energetic guy. I'm like I don't have ADD. Like I could sit like in a library for like 10 hours, but I'm like very like not very hyper, but like I talk a lot, and like I'm very as you could probably tell from the stream, and I'm very like active. And that's like why the lower time frames on Bitcoin, like I enjoy them, but
Work
like
for
some
you,
people like
yeah.
can't fucking take it, you know? You're like, oh, I can't.
Sure.
And for me, like, yeah, I'll get shaken out on the low time frame sometimes, but like the adrenaline rush of like a volatile day on the low time frame is like amazing for me, and I like that. But
Right.
so like the best I could tell you is like just find out what suits you best, because everybody's different, and like just because I'm trading on the 1 minute chart doesn't mean, or like I don't know, the 5 minute, like doesn't mean like that's the right way to do it. That's just like, you know, I'm
Right. Yeah.
scalping.
Yeah.
You know, like there's like scalper, there's day trader, which is different than scalp. Like scalping, like I don't go higher than the 5 minute usually, you know.
Hmm.
And yeah, so like I'll say that, and then like the biggest like the worst thing that's happened for my trading in the last year is like not having like your personal life in order. That's pretty like, and like I spoke to Bitbit about it, and he said like yo, like just size down, and it's like he's right, like it's what okay, like let's say let's say you're used to making like your great trades that you make, or like I don't know, I'm just giving a hypothetical example, like $1,000, okay,
Hmm.
and like you're going through like a losing streak or something happening in your life that's affecting your trading, and now like you're like losing $1,000, and like on your wins you're making like 500, let's just say.
Hmm.
Like it's better off sizing down until you sort that out, and like maybe you're not making 1,000, but you're making like I don't know 200, losing 100 or some shit like that. And
Right.
like because if you lower the size, like there's less emotions involved, because like who cares about losing? As a person, you might say I don't care about losing 200, but I care about losing 1,000.
Yeah.
And if your personal life's not in order, that's gonna fuck you up. Like the $1,000
Right.
loss will fuck you up, but a $200 loss might like fuck you up even less. Or if you're in your zone and everything's fine, and like your personal life is fine, well, I took a trade, I lost as part of the game. I don't care if I lose 1,000. You know, like for me, like I'm starting to rebound out of this like this funk that I was in like in my personal life. So I mean, I take a loss on the day, like my trades are less erratic than they were before. So like I take a
Right.
loss, I'm like, oh whatever, you know, it's part of the game. But like I'm not like, oh my god, I have to do that. I'm gonna miss out. I'm gonna miss out. It's more like, ah, fuck it. You know, like it's part of the game. Is what it is. And then
Yeah.
like,
You
so
can
you have
get
like,
miserable too. Like
yeah,
if you're punting losers on huge size while dealing with some personal shit, I mean, you're
you
gonna
gotta
just
size down.
compound your misery. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, yeah. So like everything. Let's say, I don't know, you're fighting with like your girlfriend or some shit like that, and it's
Mhm.
like affecting your life. You're like, fuck, man, this sucks. And then you take like a fucking like $10,000 loss. You're gonna be like, wow.
Yeah.
You're gonna talk to your girlfriend, and you're like, I have no time for this shit. Like I fucking hate you, or it's gonna be even worse. And then you're gonna trade, and you're just gonna compound losses. So you gotta recognize like your own mental time frame. I think like the mental game of trading is like the biggest thing. I really do. I really think it's the biggest part of
Yeah.
trading.
Yeah. I've talked a little bit about like finding passions outside of trading too, because like if trading is your dopamine hit, then you're going to be chasing that even when the market's not giving it to you, or when you know you
For
shouldn't
sure.
be doing it. And so like if you're dependent on the market to make you fulfilled, then like that's probably going to end up fucking you. And I know that's a problem I've struggled with. But yeah, if you have something else that's meaningful in your life, another passion, an activity, a hobby, whatever, then you can like refocus your energy when the market's not working, and instead of just chasing the same garbage trades over and over again.
Yeah,
So I mean
like
that's
you said, you stepped
good.
away, right? Like if you step away, like you recognize like that's just like maturity. Like you recognize like fuck, like I don't have to make money every day, and I'm not in the right frame of mind. But when I am in the right
Right.
frame, when I come back, I know I'm gonna fucking kill it. So let me just step back,
Right.
let the market do its
And
fucking thing.
stepping back and having something else to do too, right? If you're just stepping back, you don't have it, basically like just you're itching to click. But if you've got something else to do when you step back, I think it makes it way easier.
Yeah, and I also think like the issue with crypto is like everybody that's in it, like at least years, have made like crazy amount of money, so you always want to be watching it, and it hurts when it goes against you.
Right. Yeah.
And
yeah, and comparing yourself to others in general is really tricky in this game because people are so public with their P&L.
Yeah.
Well, at least with their winners, not with their losers. So you're seeing a snapshot of mostly winning trades, and it just fucks with your head.
Yeah, half of these traders on crypto Twitter, they only show winners. They don't lose.
Right.
They don't show their losses. And who knows how much they're down? You don't know.
Right.
One big win, they can make like $1 million in a trade, but they could be down $5 million. You don't know.
Yep. All right. Well, I got to take a piss, and I don't know. We talked about a ton of shit. Maybe we can. There's probably tons more we could talk about, but we could also just we can hang out another time as well. So
it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock here. I'm old. It's my bedtime. Yep. I got to take my medication and stuff like that. So
there you go. Good stuff. Well, it was awesome talking to you, Carti. And
all right, thanks a lot, Sam.
Appreciate you chatting through the volatility too. It was great.
Yeah, exactly. So all right, take care, guys.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Carti. Bye.